What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review Daredevil Season 2, Episode 2, titled Dogs to a Gunfight. Spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode on Netflix. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to check out the Season 2 playlist of Daredevil, either link down below or just click on the channel and watch my Season 2 premiere review, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 13. Of course, I explained it all there, how my schedule is going to go for Daredevil, so while you're watching Episode 2, my Episode 3 and 4 review should be out as of right now. So make sure to check it out, man. And make sure, man, binge watch. I've been up for about 22 hours straight so far, and I'm tired as hell, but watching Daredevil gives me that energy, and then once it stops, you're like, shit, should I go to bed? You don't know, man. You want to continue, because by the time I wake up in 10 hours and it's like 4 in the afternoon, people are going to already be done with the series, and I'm like, I could have been one of those. So I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I'm lost. Anyway, let's get right to this, man. Dogs to a gunfight. First off, Foggy is looking for Matt, of course, because he went missing, remember, at the end of Episode 1. Bang! Shoots him right in the head. Matt falls off the roof. So Foggy is panicking. He's going to different apartments, looking on the roofs. He ends up finding Matt on the roof, of course, in his Daredevil suit, and had a big hangover last night. I see Matt. Anyway, he's injured. He takes care of him, man. He's bleeding from the right side here, and he's basically bloody. Foggy is angry. He's saying, Matt, and just like that Season 1 rant, almost sort of like where I've taken care of you. I can't do this anymore, sort of thing. You know, he's always, Matt's like, I could do it, but always Foggy's always like, no, this, that. It's like, it's almost like he needs to like have Foggy's approval or something. But Matt's the one doing the work out there. Foggy's just the guy, behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So Foggy's always like, no, you need to stop being Daredevil. But yet, look at all this change that Daredevil's doing, dude. Foggy's kind of like 50-50 on that. Anyway, so he's angry. Matt stays behind. Foggy goes with Karen and basically talks to Grotto, whatever his name is, basically the guy who is her client. And Reyes arrives. Reyes is a douche. She's kind of basically like this Fed, whatever. Not a federal agent, but she's sort of like that cop girl that comes in, and she's a douche, and she's like, yeah, we're going to take the case from here, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, you want him in, like, service, whatever, like, you want him to change his identity and all that? No, I think we'll just arrest him, sort of thing, or, like, he has to give us good, juicy intel before we take him to Homeland, whatever, all that sort of thing. So, you know what I mean? So she's almost that, like, douchey character that you don't like and you hate seeing her on screen. Frank buys this police scanner, a radio scanner, and, of course, he has, like, a bunch of hundreds and everything, and then he's leaving, dude. He's literally leaving the store, and the guy's like, you want something better? I got you. What? And he's just got a bunch of porn names, basically, like, hey, you like, big asses and like tits and everything. And basically, he starts pulling out the DVDs, and he's like, what about 12-year-olds? Oh, they're barely, like 12-year-olds. And dude, I was just like, he literally stops in his tracks, and he just turns around, because of course he had a daughter, of course, and any man would stop a man that's doing that of selling child pornography. So he grabs a bat, and we don't get to see. That's the one thing I hate, really, is that why don't we get to see the Punisher actually hit the guy? I mean, you want to go as brutal as possible when you have the Punisher. They don't even show him hitting him with a bat. Yet The Walking Dead's going to show Negan hitting the guy with a bat, but yet you can't show him hitting the guy with a bat. Either way, separate things. That happens, man. So, of course, he ends up beating him. Matt gets his suit fixed by Melvin. It's awesome to see Melvin. He has his bird mustache. Pretty cool. I gotta help Betsy. And of course he has like fixing his suit, and he has to fix his helmet. Of course Matt's still injured, and Matt can't hear, dude. He's literally, earlier he was in his apartment, and he's bleeding, and he can't hear nothing, and he's like, and you could tell he's like screaming in pain, and he wants to hear, but he just can't hear anything, man. Of course the gunshot wound did that to him. So anyway, Reyes wants Grotto to wear a wire at this meeting, and the meeting ended up being a tramp. trap. Frank is with his sniper. Daredevil ends up attacking him. He's back with his suit, and it's basically a full-on attack, dude. There's water everywhere, dude, and then you got snipers shooting at Frank and Daredevil. They end up falling through this glass to the floor in this building, and when they both stand up, they're both injured, and they're basically bleeding. That one time, because I saw John Bernthal as the Punisher, but this time I saw him as Shane from The Walking Dead, because he had blood, and he was like, come on, man. Like, I wanted him to say that so much, like, almost like Rick, like, come on, man. You know, like, I literally was thinking about Shane for a second, because all the blood, and, like, he's been in that place before. But, man, they were both injured, dude, bloody. I think he got shot on the side as well, the Punisher. So, I mean, they're both injured as hell, man. Daredevil always gets injured so much. Anyway, Grotto ended up escaping. Foggy is looking around with a bunch of SWAT, and they're looking inside, and basically Punisher and Daredevil are gone. They're nowhere to be seen. What did I think about this episode overall, guys? First off, let me start with the cons. Let me start with the bad stuff first and get to the pros. First off, they don't show Frank kill people sometimes, and that's also a problem throughout the whole few episodes. Sometimes they don't show him doing, like in this episode when he takes the truck and the guy's cleaning the truck, and I didn't mention it, but he's cleaning the truck and like he has music on, and you hear shotgun. Why can't we see him do it? I mean, we have the Punisher finally, and they're using him amazingly done and right, and you can't even show. I mean, it's not that I'd be worrying about. Like, I'm not saying, oh my god, no, he's doing an awesome job as a Punisher, but why can't you just show him kill the people, you know what I mean? Like, why can't you just show him do that? As well, it was slow with the Reyes at first, like the whole Reyes scene when she's talking inside that interrogation room. That's kind of where it lost me for a second, where I kind of like, I dazed off, and I was like, oh wait, you were kind of boring me, Reyes. What were you saying again? What was that? Like, I almost got bored in that scene, basically. That was the only scene where I really found it too slow, that pacing there. And then Matt at the crime scene, and I also didn't write that down. Matt was at the crime scene where the Punisher did the Irish massacre. No cop saw him. Of course, he was hiding at the top, but he fell down, like he dropped, and he was basically looking around for basically around the whole crime scene, and it almost basically, it felt weird, you know. It's kind of like you're not getting caught whatsoever. There's no cops looking at you. There's no nothing. It felt, it just felt off a bit, and he's like in the back, and there was the dog and everything. He's smelling the leash and everything. And then he just walks away. He walks away. No cops see him. And, it's TV, of course. It's not, but it's just kind of that nitpicking thing. Like, really, nobody saw you whatsoever. There's police walking by the window. They don't see a guy walking inside. Of course, they don't even look. Just a little nitpicking like that. So on to the pros. The action in here, of course, was awesome. The choreography between Punisher and Daredevil was really awesome. Of course, the effects of the water and everything made it a little bit more cool, and them trying to dodge the snipers. But this one shot where Daredevil throws his, I'm just going to call them sticks, I'm sorry, I don't read much Daredevil comics, or what they call them, nunchucks, or not nunchucks, but his sticks. And he literally throws it, and it bounces off the brick, and it hits Punisher on the head, and it hits the other brick, and it comes back to him like Captain America's shield. I found that awesome. I don't know, that's just pure luck that it comes back to him. But that shot right there was pretty brilliant. And I think there's a shot also where Daredevil flips up, man, and Punisher's like, ah, and like he ends up missing Daredevil or something. It was a really cool shot. There are a lot of cool shots in here, of course, in the action, the choreography, and the directing in here. The cinematography always looks good for Daredevil, dude. I love the way the camera works. A lot of cool shots, of course, in this episode. The Punisher, again, John Bernthal's doing a fantastic job, dude. He got to talk a little bit more. I like the whole scene where he bought the radio and the guy was selling porn and everything, and basically he ended up hitting him with a bat. Even though I wanted to see him hit the bat, show him hitting him with a bat, it was still cool. I mean, really cool to see the Punisher, because we get to see more and more of him get used to John Bernthal as a Punisher. Also, Matt, his acting, dude. I gotta say, Charlie Cox's acting, definitely when he drops the glass and he can't hear and he's bleeding from the nose, all that acting there, and because remember he's playing a blind guy, he's gonna play he can't hear, and all that sort of things. I think he did a fantastic job. I love his facial reactions. I love the way he acted. Charlie Cox did an awesome job, man. Give it up for Charlie Cox and John Bernthal. Melvin, we got to see Melvin in here, and of course he is going to play a bigger part in this season. But it's really cool to see him do some things for Daredevil and basically saying like, yeah, I'm not working on, I'm stopped working on costumes and everything. And he's like, can I test it out? I want to test out the helmet and all that sort of stuff. So it is pretty cool. What's going on with Melvin? I want to see more of that. I kind of already forgot about the whole Betsy thing. I'm assuming Betsy's not real, but Betsy was real. I already forgot the storyline with Melvin, sort of. Again, I haven't seen it since season 1 came out. So, again, I'm kind of lost there for a few moments. But Foggy and Karen as well, them going on, because Matt's not with them. So you got Foggy and Karen alone trying to do this whole crime, the lawyer stuff and, the secretary or whatever. So you're trying to do all that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Practical effects, of course, were awesome. The ending of the episode, of course, them looking around, Foggy all wondering where they're at, and you're thinking, how the hell Punisher can't carry Daredevil out of there, dude? I mean, they're all injured there, but apparently he does, man. Again, the directing in the Punisher's lair with meat hooks and everything, I thought that was really disturbing for sure. And of course, Punisher's lair, his home, his guns and everything, that was really interesting as well. Very terroristy a little bit, but it's fine, definitely, for sure. I'm going to end up giving this episode, guys, a B+. I thought it was a really good episode, man. I had a lot of fun during this episode, of course. It was even a better fight than the bang, the first one, with Punisher and Daredevil going at it in the water. And I told you that shot with the sticks hitting him in the head. That was really cool. A lot of cool things going on, man, this episode. And, of course, the next episode has the awesome hallway stair scene, which we'll get to that next video, man. So comment down below, tell me your favorite parts about this Daredevil episode, and if you guys want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate that. Until next time, bye-bye.